Alright, so welcome back to my channel. Last week I did a little brief overview of how to make a track sound live. I'm going to talk specifically about my track Rope off of my first album. I'm just going to get this out of the way. There is no significant meaning behind the name Rope. I'm trying to do Roppo, which is shorthand for Roppongi in Tokyo, where I started my partying days off at. It auto-corrected to Rope. I have a tendency, the majority of my titles don't really have any meaning. They're just the first thing that pops into my mind whenever I'm making the song. That stand as it is. It was actually the last song I came up with. I was actually trying to go for like the song I Remember by Deadmau5, but it didn't quite pan out like that. But I was overall happy with how it turned out. It came at a period where I wasn't even sure if I was going to make an album. Originally I was just going to get it on iTunes so I could download it myself and just listen to it. But I just went for it, and my first album's kind of a mishmash. I didn't even really have a concept going into it, but that's what made it fun. I just started off with a straightforward drum track. Then I layered on a arcade synth, which is all found in GarageBand. It's actually probably the most basic production that I made, other than a couple other songs I'll go over later with future videos. And the style of my albums changed drastically over the course of all 5 of them, because I was kind of learning how to produce at the same time. So like for this one, I didn't double track anything, which is a staple of what I do later on. The last part was just me adding in some free verse poetry. I'm also a writer. I've never really taken it that serious, but I wanted to, since people complained that my music doesn't have any words, that was my response to them. And I played around with the vocals a little bit. I tried to make it kind of like an impromptu, like beat poetry session by having the flute play every time I had vocals. I played with them, and I had a monster sound for one of them, like an amplified sound for one of them, then a robot sound for one of them. And overall, it's probably one of my most simple tracks I've made. More interesting is the video I made for it, honestly. Very simple. I just went into a photo booth on my iPad and just took a bunch of pictures. Then just I think it was like a 0.4 second lapse for each clip, and it was like almost like a stop time animation or whatever you call that. Like my friends called it like claymation, which was more the style of my Fandango video, but that was just consisted of me just putting dolls in different positions and stop framing. That was actually the first video I made. Rope was the second video I made. But there's really not much else to say for this track, so if you have any questions, you can hit me up. And as always, if you like my videos, please subscribe. If you like my music, please buy it. And if you hate me, tell everybody. Out.
Pizza boy Nizza. Pizza boy Nizza. Pizza boy Nizza. Pizza boy Nizza.